I don't know what day it is. I really don't. So, hey guys.
Welcome to the shit show.
To Get Naked, the podcast, episode 14. Yeah. We've been annoying y'all for over a year now.
Yeah.
Yay, go us.
Maybe
Yay,
depositing some good memories.
I hoped. I mean, I have good memories.
Yeah.
I can't speak for the crowd.
Right.
You know, they're probably like, oh my God, these
bitches are back.
They
made it this far.
Oh my God, they haven't been like ixnayed off of YouTube yet. No, we have not. Apparently, yet. YouTube is much more depraved than we are. So that's, good. Yeah. So, yeah, all the things. I'm Erin, Plott.
Yeah.
And this is my strong hand.
Dominique, Thomason.
Yeah. So it's close to Halloween.
It is.
And just like any good, spooky season, we get a lot of creepers and creepy customers, creepy clients, What have you had lately? Anybody weird?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like...
Tell me more.
So, we randomly sometimes will get people who walk in off the street.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, hey, how can I help you? Random person that I did not expect to show up. Mm-hmm. And I think because the website's like, we're open, people just pop in.
But it doesn't. It says by appointment only on like every page. It really does. I'm not lying.
But they don't care.
No,
they're like,
don't. They
open.
Don't read.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
So I was like, I was in my car. That was the day that you left. And I was in my car, like shoveling food in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't lock the door behind you. Yes. And like someone pulled up and I was like, haha, sucker, like not going to be able to get in. And then he walked in and I was like, oh shit.
You're like, oh no.
I was like, oh shit. So I'm like trying to wipe the Dorito off my face and like get in. I'm like, hi, hello.
You like pop in behind him. You probably scared the shit out of him.
But he was, I think, creepier than I was.
Oh, okay.
So that made it a little bit better.
That's good.
So I don't think he was creeped out by my creep out.
Okay.
So I was just like, hey, can I help you? And then it was just like, what's your name? And I was just like, what's your name? I'm like,
who are you?
So in my head, I was like, this is already very strange, but let's just do this interaction. Get your RBF off, like try to act like a normal person.
Mine doesn't rest. Mine's just active.
Yeah, it was hard. I was just like, turn that weird smirk into a smile. But he was just asking a bunch of weird questions. And like sometimes people don't mean anything by it.
Right.
But in my head, I was like, this person came in from off the street asking me these questions. It seems a little strange. But usually when guys come in off the street and they say, do you do a full body massage? Typically, they're asking.
Red flag.
They're asking for a little bit more.
They're asking you to touch their wiener.
Yeah, and so that was when I was just like, we're professionals here.
It's like, let me show you our intake form. Yeah. It actually states that there's no sexual congress happening here.
So in my head, I was like, this will be the end of this person.
Right.
Off to the wind. Mm-hmm. Well, then on my schedule, he comes in, and I was just like, oh, delightful. So when he walked up, I was just like,
name. You're like, I remember you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. And so on it, like the intake form, it's like, have you had a massage before? Yes. And so my question was like, how long ago was it? Just because, how long ago was it?
Right.
But I got more information than what I was expecting, which was I got my last one from this cute little Asian. And I was like, love that for you. Mm-hmm. But like also reputable place. So let's not ask for the weird stuff.
Why did he have to say that she was cute and little, and also be Asian?
I just wanted to know when the last one was.
Like, October 22. Like, who knows?
He could have just left it out.
Right.
But he did
It's
not.
interesting.
So it was just like interesting questions like throughout the massage. Like, and I was
lean over and be like, I'm not either cute or Asian. Like,
The name's Dominique.
That's right. You're a little different.
It was just a weird experience because, I mean, like I've told you, being at Blue Cross, like it was pretty much
right. Everybody's professional. Everyone's very professional. Like they're at work.
But being here, it's like you just sometimes you don't know what you're going to get off the street. And sometimes like
you don't know what scrufula is coming in here.
And it's not always bad. Like sometimes you get those preconceived notions of what people will say or do.
Right,
and then you're like, oh, they were great. They were the sweetest client.
So great,
And they were like asking you legitimate questions about like, oh, what does this do? And what,
Right. Oh no, sometimes
stretches.
people ask questions and you're like, I don't know if that's like a legit question or if you're trying to segue into some like something naughty time. Like, I don't know what's happening here. I'm going to try and answer it really technically so that like, you know,
like give that little push of like, okay, cross the line.
Right.
But it was just weird. Like overall, like things that were said, red flags. And then at the end, I was just like, get me out of here. This was the longest 45 minutes of my entire life.
It's only 45 minutes.
Yeah. And
you're just like, I'm done. Can't.
Elbow. I was just like.
Trying.
Like, you
don't come back. Don't come back.
Yeah.
Or we'll just put them on somebody else's
schedule.
We're so mean. We really are.
But, I mean,
now
Erin's available.
Kidding. Yeah, no. I'll be like, no, I'm sick that day. But yeah, I had a really weird encounter with a lady. Like it wasn't anything gross or weird or anything. It was just, or it was weird, but it wasn't like gross. It wasn't sexual. It wasn't anything like that. It was just fucking weird.
Yeah.
And so she comes in again. This is right off the, out of the parking lot. She didn't have an appointment or anything. This is really rare that like we're even available for people to come in and talk to us. So that's why we're saying it like that. Because we do everything.
Trying to come in, the door stays locked.
It does. Usually it's locked unless we're between clients and we're waiting on somebody to come in, right? So obviously it's unlocked then. So she like just bebops in, and I was waiting on somebody that I had not seen before. So I was like, oh, are you so-and-so? And she's like, no. I was like, okay, are you?
I think I was in an appointment and I heard it happening.
So there were like two people coming in like kind of at the same time. So I was like, are you so-and-so? And she's like, no. I was like, oh, okay. How can I help you? And she's like, well, I just moved here from somewhere up north. I want to say she said Rhode Island, but I don't think that was right. I don't know. It's not important. But so she's like, oh, I just moved here. I've been here for 3 months. I had a really fantastic, massage therapist where I lived. And I was like, oh, that's, wonderful. And she's like, yeah, I was driving by and I saw. So I figured I'd come in and check it out. And I was like, legit.
Welcome.
Welcome, Here we go.
Yeah.
And she's like, so can I get a tour? And I was just like, I mean, like this is kind of it, like we literally have a lobby and then room. Like it's not big.
Yeah.
So
bathroom.
So right.
Back office.
Bathroom, back office. Like, so she just starts like walking into offices, and yeah, you were in yours, but the other three, mine and Lindsay's and Christine's, were all open. So she just starts like walking into offices, and I'm just like, oh, we're touring. We're doing this. Okay. So tour. I'm like, obviously, you see they're all pretty much the same. And she's like, oh, you do couple stuff. And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, we have the capability of doing that, or that can be a single room, like whatever. And then she starts questioning me about like every little thing, like how do we clean things? She's like, so how do you clean your sheets? And I was like, in the washing machine. Like I
just imagine like a big old bucket
like, we just stomping them, like grapes. So I was like, we have a washer and dryer on site. We do all of our laundry in house. And she's like, do you use bleach? And I'm like, no, ma'am, we don't. As you can see in some of the rooms, we have sheets that are colored, And so no, we don't use any bleach products and everything. And she's like, well, how do you clean your surfaces? And I'm just like, bitch, I've got people coming in a second. Like, what is this? So I'm like walking her through, I'm showing her like the Protect Act stuff that we use. And I'm like, it's hospital grade, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, well, I really love hot stones. How do you clean your hot stones? And I'm just like, I really just kind of wanted to be like, oh, we just stick them in our butt when we warm them. And that's just how it, it just rubs together.
Friction.
And then the friction cleans it, or, oh, we just keep the temperature high so it just burns
off all the stuff. And also our hands.
Yeah, I was just like, I mean, it was really weird. And then she was just like, oh, well, because of COVID and all this. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, And we just had our establishment inspection and everything. So if we had not just had that inspection, I would be like, this chick's from LLR, or something like that. But it was just really weird. And then she's just like, oh, okay.
I wonder if she had maybe like a a bad experience
or something. No, I mean, she was saying she had a great therapist before and everything. So I don't know. She didn't mention anything like that, but it was really weird. And so she was just like, well, this place looks amazing. And this sounds wonderful. And she was like all excited. So I was like, great. We do everything by appointment. Did you want to look and see when the next availability is? And she's like, no, I'll just take your information and get in touch. And I'm like, okay, I've literally never heard from this woman ever. And this was
like a preface of like
2-3 months ago.
By
right. Like this was like 2-3 months ago. Like I never heard from her ever again. I don't think
it was that long ago. It might have been like 2 months.
Might have been 2 months. Yeah. But like it was legit. October. And I was just like, that's okay. Yeah. And at the same time, I'm like, thanks. I don't really want you as
yeah.
Like I hate to say that. Yes. I hate to say that because obviously we want all the clients, you know, but there are some people that you just kind of know from the beginning that you're going to be like, oh, you're going to be a lot.
Explain everything.
Like, you're going to be a lot. And those are fine. It's fine. But at the same time, like, I always have them land all on the same day. And I'm like, just kill me now. Like I'm going to go play in traffic. Like, this is terrible. Like, how can I fall down and break my leg before I have to go into work? Like, I have 3 steps leading up to my house. Can I just dislocate a hip or something? Man. You know, I tripped over my dog. And then they see you in the grocery store later.
All the time, though.
Yeah, I know. But my luck is I would lie about it. Be like, oh, I hurt myself. And then I'd be like at the grocery store and they'd be like, excuse me.
You look fine.
You look fine.
Where are your crutches that you said
and then I'd be like, no, when I say I hurt myself, I mean mentally.
It's like mentally checked out.
I am not. I am hurting. Yeah. Like it's a bad thing. So
I think it's the season. All the crazies are coming out.
It really is. And it's not even a full moon, but it is. We had a Friday the 13th recently.
In October.
It's close to Halloween. Everybody's getting like a little nuts. Yeah. You know, little crazy. So I'm just waiting on somebody to show up for their massage in like a costume.
I
mean, I've seen some interesting underwear lately that I'm kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's this one girl, she came in and she had on a pair of thongs. You know, a lot of people wear thongs. And they had little penises all over them.
Yes.
Like the little
everybody's Christmas
like
gifts
just
this
a little
year.
like right. And I was just like, I don't mean to be weird, but where did you get these? Like, where did you get these?
I'm sorry.
It's just like, these are hilarious. Like, where did they come from? And she's like, oh, my husband got them for me. And I was like, okay, this is really awkward. Are they his? Like, it's like, this isn't like a replica, like, print.
Oh,
did you know how you could get those, like, bathing suits with people's faces and stuff on them? It's like,
why is it so small?
That would be something I would say. But yeah, I was just like,
is this a replica? Oh,
sorry for you. That's a you problem, not a me problem.
Said that a lot today.
Yes, we have. We have lots of them problems, not so many us problems.
No.
So Lindsay had to go on an out call today. And again, this is keeping with the shit show theme of the month. She calls me this morning and she's like, hey, I need to borrow your portable table. Is it at the office? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. What's going on with yours? Her dog peed on it. And she's like, and it I can't get the smell out. And I'm like, so I have like questions.
It's vinyl, right?
Right. I mean, that's what I'm like, so was it on its, even if it was folded and on its side, like in its bag, and the dog just like lifted a leg up against it, like if it's in its bag, even if it's not in its bag, it's a vinyl. I don't think it would soak in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, was the dog on the table? Was it like, I don't know. But yeah, she's like, I can't get the smell out. I'm probably going to have to buy a new one. I'm like, yeah, you probably are going to have to.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I was like, that's a new one. And I have dogs.
Yeah. Same.
And a cat.
I would think the cat would probably do it
right?
more so than the dogs, but
yeah. That reminds me of like couples massages that like I've gone
people
into homes before.
On.
No. Oh my God, no. That is not the type of couples massage that we do.
Shit you into.
It is not the kind of couples massage that we do.
Little asterisk on the bottom. Do not call
us for that. We do not do that. No, but
I've gone in our scope.
No, that's not in our scope. Aged urine therapy is not what we do. It could be. No, it's not. Don't call us. But I've gone into homes before because we do out calls sometimes for couples massages. I actually prefer to do them as out calls because then you can leave and you know that they're either about to pass out or about to get busy, but you don't have to think about that because they're in their own house and you're like, bye,
Get me out of here.
I've walked into houses before where like the scent just of animal
is too much.
Oh my God. And you're just sitting there and your eyes are like watering and you're trying not to breathe. And you're just like, how do they live?
Because they're so used to it. That olfactory, it's just like, you get so used to those scents.
But how do you leave the house and then walk back into the house and not smell it?
Well, probably because their clothes and everything smell like it too. So they just literally walk around all day with it.
That's horrifying.
My hair is something that like sucks up scents. So like if I go to like a bar or something.
Why mine's always in a super tight fucking bun. Yeah. Because the middle of the bun smells good.
But it's like, cigarette smoke. It doesn't matter how far away from it. It's like later I'm always like, what the hell?
Like I wasn't even smoking.
Yeah.
Damn,
and it's smells like I had 8 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Yeah,
but
no, it's terrible too. And I've almost gotten to the point because, I mean, we've been in some pretty gross situations before where we've had to like go into houses and like this is creepy season. So I feel like it's appropriate to talk about all the weird shit that we've walked into.
The goblins. And
Just kidding. I mean, I've had before, like, I think I've mentioned before where like their animals would like jump up on the table and you're like trying to work on them and their animal is like trying to eat your hands because you're like touching their person or whatever, or the cat is like, oh, this is fun, and you're just like, son of a shit, I can't touch you.
Like I've got scratches all over me now.
Bleeding now. That's not oil, it's blood. Like, don't mind me. Don't have
Christine
hepatitis.
and I did a couples massage and they had 2 Australian Shepherds. And of course I have an Australian Shepherd, so I'm like, bring me the baby.
You're like, Aussies.
But they barked the entire time.
That's delightful.
Because they just wanted to like, the parents put them out in like the other room.
Right.
The
and they're just
time.
like, we want to participate.
Let me out. I want in.
Right.
Hey, I'm still here.
Mom.
And we just kept looking at each other like smiling because it's like,
because it's just like, what do you do?
We don't care. It's not our massage.
Right.
But like,
oh, I would care. I would just be like, oh my God. Like just repetitive noises like that make my teeth like go sideways. Like it just,
I just try to tune it all out where I'm just like, that does not exist.
Do you sing that song while you do it?
I also saw this, I'd go down the TikTok rabbit hole and it's like if you are going to bed at night and you can't turn your brain off, if you cover your left eye.
So you just pirate?
Yeah. And apparently it just like shuts everything down. And then you can like, I've not tried it because I'm pretty easy about falling asleep.
Right.
So
Eric stops moving and immediately starts snoring. So, I mean, it's literally like he sits down and is still for 5 seconds. He's like, so it's, I hate him for that. Like,
I mean, I feel like people do that too, like on a massage table where it's like really quick, especially like in their own home.
I've had couples do that before where like they both just pass out and I'm like standing there and I'm just like,
do I have to finish this massage?
I mean,
have you ever thought about like, man, I wish I could hypnotize people and then be like, for the next hour, you're just on your phone and then you're like,
we did this and it was great. Like,
it was the best massage you've ever had.
I'm not going to lie. There are people that like, I know for a fact that they're going to come in and they want to like just not talk. They want to go to sleep. They want to do all the things. And I'll look at the schedule, the day before and I'll be like, ooh. Hell yeah, I'm listening to like murder podcasts in my ear. And I will be. I'll have my AirPods in and I'm just like, but I only have one in. So in case they need something, they wake up or whatever. And like, all right, But I have it on my phone. So I have to remember to bring the iPad in so I can play music.
Yeah.
And then I've got my phone going and I'm like, but I have to stop. I have to stop myself sometimes because like I'll be listening to it and I'm like, no way. And then I'm like, oh shit.
No
and they're
way.
like, what? And I'm like, no way, this is tight. Like, oh my.
Back at it.
Right? But yeah, it's definitely one of those things that, it makes the time go
a little bit faster.
Way faster. Yeah. Especially on those ones where people like immediately fall asleep and you're just like,
yeah, sometimes it's nice because, like, if you come in with a headache or something and then your client's not talking, then you're kind of just like...
Right, and you're just, like, all focused on your junk.
Yeah.
I need something to distract me because I'll suddenly find myself, like, oh... And then I'll have been on this one leg for like 15 minutes and I'm just like, oh shit, like, oh no. And it's an hour massage. Yeah. No. And I have to hurry. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. Sometimes it's very easy to get distracted when you're just standing here in silence. Yeah. Just kind of like, all right.
Sometimes I mean, like,
seriously, people are like, oh, aren't you focusing? Like, aren't you focusing on what you're doing? Isn't everything different? And it's like,
thinking about my grocery list.
Right?
What's for dinner?
I've done this for 18 and a half years at this point. Like, it's yes, I'm thinking about what I'm doing, but I'm also, plotting world domination at the same time and my grocery list. Yeah. World domination and groceries. These are important things, very important things, But yeah, it's definitely like, have you ever had the couple? God, these ones are the best. Where they come in and like they're all like romantic and they're just like, oh, I love you. And they like want to hold hands and stuff.
I'm like,
and then they realize that it's definitely not easy to hold hands. Like, this is not what they showed you in the sandals commercial. Yeah. Like, this is not it at all. Like, they're trying to reach each other and it's like, nah.
I need you to move.
These tables are like this far apart at the closest.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no.
But also, I'm trying to stand here, so I need you to move that.
Like, you just break them apart. You're just like,
and shit out of here.
That is not allowed in here. No touching.
No touch.
No soup for you. No. But it's funny because it's cute. And you're like, oh, look at them. They still like each other and stuff like that. And then we get the couples who literally schedule it. And they're like, we want separate rooms.
I don't want to listen to him breathe. It's like I feel that.
They schedule couples massages, but then they're like, but we want separate rooms. Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, I want to know all the details. I'm like, are y'all fighting? Like, what is it?
You booked this and then you were
did y'all book it as a couples massage and then y'all like,
changed your mind on the way here
on you? Like, what happened? Like, I want to know all the details,
Man.
And I had one lady tell me once, because I didn't ask like that, but I was just like, so y'all booked a couples massage, but y'all are in separate rooms. What's up with that? And she's like, he farts a lot. And I'm like, thank God you're in here with me.
Poor Dom, next room over.
I don't think it was you. I think it was one of the other two. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm so glad you chose me. Sucks for them.
It's like, something's happening here.
Hopefully it's in Lindsay's office. She can open the door and air it out.
Air it out a little bit.
Turn the fan on high.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. Like, people come in and they do the weirdest things and they tell you the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
You think alone, they're oversharing, and they do.
Yeah.
Excessively. And you're just like, oh, that is some interesting shit. I need to know more about what he did to you and how that neck injury happened, because what? Didn't even know you could bend that way in real life. But then the couples come in and they're telling you like all kinds of crazy shit. I've had a couple get in a fight during a couples massage before. Like an actual, not like a physical, like, because they're both on the table and nude, but like got in an argument with each other because they were telling this story about like something that happened over some holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And like he's saying it happened one way. Oh, and she's like, no, it didn't. It was da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, no, it was this. And she's like, no, it wasn't. And they like, she's like up on the table, boobies a flapping, like not even caring. And she's like on her elbows, like screaming at him. And he's just like, oh my God, like what is wrong with you? And I'm just like, so do you want me to keep on, like.
Is this done?
Are we finished? You got another 30 minutes. Just work on your feet.
Like, I'll give
Don't
you guys
kick
a second.
me. Right? It's like we're gonna step out for a minute and get y'all some Xanax or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
do you ever have people, like friends, that when you say like, oh, I'm gonna do a couples massage, they're like, how do you do that? And you're like,
yes.
What do you mean? It's like, how do you massage two people at the same time?
Once.
I'm like, I don't. I massage one person with somebody else who's massaging
me. I can do 3. I can do like this. That's the only direction I can go in at the same time. But yes, no.
Yeah.
No, I often, like, I've had people ask that before. It's always at some random party.
Yeah.
And I've actually had other professional people, like, we've had these conversations before where, like, you're a doctor and you're at a party and, you know, somebody finds out you're a doctor and they're like, oh my God, can you look at this? Yeah. You know, and it's like, no, I'm not doctoring right now. Yeah. Like, I've always wondered,
I'm
like,
off the clock.
If people ask, because I'll ask people, like, they'll be like, oh, I'm a doctor. And I'm like, oh, well, what's your specialty?
Yeah.
You know, and I always wonder if somebody's like a proctologist or a gynecologist, if people are like, can you look at like this? Is that just for GPs or is that like anybody?
Right.
You know, because I feel like people do that to us all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a massage therapist. Can you feel that? And then they make a joke, 5 minutes free.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even do that for people I like. I don't even know you, you know, like,
no.
No. No, that's not happening.
It's not happening.
You know? And I don't mind, like, if it's somebody I've known for a long time or a client, because I have friends of mine that are clients and everything, and I'll see them out and they're like, can you, like, what is this? And they'll just ask, like, what is this? And I'll tell them, you know, like, I don't mind that, but it's like complete strangers. Yeah. Oh, you're a massage therapist?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I got this spot right on my shoulder. Or
even better, they make jokes about hand jobs.
Yeah.
That's just so great.
That happens quite a bit.
That makes me feel so secure in like my career choices. Yeah. You know, like, oh yay! I'm reduced to a handy joke
book or whatever with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh yeah,
which was
the client list or something.
And that was, I think, one of the bigger.
All the massage therapists in that show had like super long fingernails, and I was just like,
I'm like, I just cut mine last night.
Mine are really long right now because I'm trying to let them grow out a little bit before I go on vacation, and because I was going to get them done.
Shanking clients left and right today.
Using a lot of forearms and elbows. I'm trying really hard not to, you know, and like fisting, you know, not that kind of. I just realized when I said that, but no, like, you know, like
come in before she leaves for vacation.
That's right. Come in before I go to Mexico and really learn how to do it right. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, yes, I'm trying very hard not to like shank people with my fingernails, which I had somebody come in the other day and needed iliopsoas work. And I was like,
my nails are kind of long.
This is not going to work out. So I used a washcloth and like buffered it, you know? That's when I came out and I told you, I was like, I found a new way to do something.
I was like,
so excited, you guys. Like, I really was. It was kind of sad how excited I got about
little things like that. I think.
I was like, oh my God, my nails didn't like puncture her and make her bleed. It was so great.
Because there were sometimes it's like, mine are really short right now because I just cut them. But then it's like, man, I just cut them. How are they so long already?
Because and then we like soak them in oil that has vitamin E and all kinds of things in it, and they're like super strong. I've got like bird talons.
I just wish it helped with my calluses.
No, it does not.
I have to use the little sander thing.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever if you are a weightlifter. It's called the sandbar. I'm not sponsored, but hey, if
anybody wants to, we're just saying.
Literally just like it's
our 40 followers are gonna.
It's kind of like pumice stone, but it's literally like a fine grit sandpaper, and you literally just do it on your calluses.
And she doesn't have to do that because she massages so much. No. It's because she lifts weights, guys. Like, calm down. So, you know. I remember the first time you were like, I have to sandpaper my calluses. I was like, what? Why? I was so confused. I was like, you oil your hands. What's wrong with you? Like, or you just...
Well, it was funny because we did that golf tournament on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
And we were telling people like, oh, we've got fresh squeezed lime margaritas. And they were like, how did you squeeze them? And I was like...
With these guns.
They were like, what? I was like,
I'm just like, it was a joke.
Like, I did work out today, but like...
I mean, I could have this morning, but
I did. Yeah, I woke up super early that day. And I was like, let's go to the gym.
Yeah, you're weird. That's super weird. I like make plans to do that. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get up early and go use one of my 2 gym memberships, you know, that I pay for every month and really bad about using. But yeah, I get all like, I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to get up at 5:30 and I'm going to do this. And then 5:30 rolls around and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's the alarm clock. No. And then Eric's like, oh, I'll go and do it with you. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. He swore up and down that we were going to get up and go. And then it was going to be on a Monday. And that Sunday night, I think we ended up going to a cookout and both of us had a few drinks and we both like kind of like opened one eye on Monday and we're like, so we're going to do this tomorrow, right? Yeah.
That was 4 months ago.
That was like 3 months ago. So he'll get up early to go shoot Bambi's mom in the face, but he won't get up early to go and, work out with me. I think he doesn't want me to get hotter.
I mean,
you noticed I said
So then you just come with me and then.
But you go to a scary gym.
No.
Yes. I want to go to, the little gym where I just go and I get like on a treadmill.
Scary or nothing.
I don't want people yelling at me or teaching me or leading me to do things like burpees and stuff I don't want to do.
I mean, maybe don't come this week. It's called Havoc.
Yeah, right? You're like, maybe don't come this week because it's really mean. But.
I mean, first 10 seconds of the workout today was burpees.
Yeah,
so I was just like, I'm not awake for this.
I would do one and I would die. Like.
It's some themes though. Today was like you wear the Havoc shirt that if you purchased or just like green. And then tomorrow is heroes or villains. And so I was like, I'm going to go as Ghostface because.
I mean, naturally. Hero. Addison's going to be like, hello.
I can find Walmart has Christmas out now.
Yeah.
So I was like, Halloween, hello.
Yeah.
So I just got a
Mario
costume.
Halloween's a very, overlooked holiday.
Yeah. And they had some stuff like, they had a lot of kids costumes, but not really a whole lot for adults. Yeah. And then I was like, oh man, I've got a Captain America costume and maybe I should wear that and be like America's ass.
Oh God.
You think that joke would go?
I like it. I really do.
I think
that's pretty great.
It's really stupid, but I'll go in there.
I think it's great. But, I like dumb jokes.
But that's me all day.
I know. That's why we get along. Because you say things and I like fall off my chair. Like interrupting cow,
Yeah.
Like,
listen.
I know.
You gotta live your best life.
It's a whole thing,
Yeah. You gotta have fun with it, I think. So.
I mean, you have to do something to drag yourself there and put yourself through all the havoc.
Just this week, though.
Yeah.
And then next week's regular.
Nope. I just want to go in and do my 15 minutes on the treadmill. And I mean, I work on the treadmill. I don't run because that's not what I do. But I do inclines and intervals and stuff like that. And then I go, that's just warm up. That's 15 minutes. And then I go and I do circuits for weightlifting. One thing I do want to learn how to do, and I'm scared to go and try it by myself without having somebody who knows what they're doing, is I want to learn how to deadlift.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's how you get snatched waists and booties and snatched stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it'll make my boobs perk back up again too. Who knows? I feel like if it's snatching everything, it's going to, No, that's not true. Trust me. I did. Actually, it might be true. I did a lot of those as a young teenager and now look where we're at. So I don't know. But.
This is completely off topic, but it just reminded me.
What topic?
The TikTok rabbit hole that I go down every night. I found a really good one where a girl put googly eyes on her boobs. And then she was dancing. And I was
now
I
have my Halloween costume.
Oh my God. And I think I watched it 50 times because I was just
You're just this is insane. How does it move independently?
But then the end part of it was someone had stitched it, and so it was a larger set woman who had someone holding two giant pumpkins behind, and it was doing it. I was like, that's amazing.
That is so. You need to send that to me.
I should.
I mean,
listen, I've sent you some good.
You
stuff.
sent me some good stuff lately. You have it's been good stuff. That's my favorite part about being friends with Dom is I get all her funny TikTok rabbit holes. She'll just send me random shit at 3 a.m. and I'm like.
I just can't help it.
I know.
It's how I unwind after a long day of weirdos.
So you just watch more weirdos?
100%. Cool. Some of them are really hot weirdos. So.
I mean, that is true. I just zone out watching TV.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I'm just like, then Addison comes in and tries to talk to me, and I'm like, what? Why are you talking to me?
What
Like,
is
why?
Get out of here.
Why does everybody need stuff from me?
Yeah. Always.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, there's never any time. Like, when you spit out a sex trophy, a.k.a. a kid, they literally, like, they always need stuff. And it's not even like, you're like, oh, well, when they're an adult, they're totes fine.
Yeah.
No, there's no escape. There's no escape. I used to call my parents all the time with dumb shit. Like, Mom, I got something stuck. How do I get it out? Kind of thing,
Hamster.
No, dirty Gertie. No, it was more like the sewing machine needle. Like, like I sew. Come on. No, I did.
Episode.
I did. I used to call
sews.
my Erin sews. No, I used to call my dad for all kinds of shit. Mostly, I needed money because I was irresponsible with money. For a really long time.
Yeah.
I was not as much of a kid as you would have wanted me to be.
She's like, I was 25. Okay.
More like 27, but that's all right.
I mean, it's close enough.
I was living in Virginia, and I had broken up with a guy, and I needed to come home, and I didn't have any money to, like, move back home. So I was just like, I need help. And so, yeah. And he was like, well, I hated that guy anyway. I got you, babe. And I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Aww.
Superhero, you know. Yeah. And he really hated the guy too, which really pissed me off because had my dad told me that he hated the guy, maybe I would have seen all those giant red flags that were flying around, and instead of being like, ooh, carnival, I would have been like, problem, you know, because Dad doesn't like him, you know. But then my dad was like, because I confronted him about that. I was like, this is your fault. He's like, no, you're an idiot, first off. He's like, but had I told you I didn't like him, it just would have driven you more towards him. Right. He's like, you would have been like, screw you, Dad. I'm an adult and I'm a rebellious girl and I'm going to tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. And I was like, you are so right about that. But I mean, whatever. I need to not be accountable. So I'm going to blame it on you.
Life experiences.
Yeah.
Teach you how to.
Now it's like, so his birthday was on this past Friday.
Yeah.
And he would have been 69, which I like seriously am just, well, it was his football number too. And I'm like, Dad, come on. Like, this is just weird. Like, I have his old jersey and stuff, and I like pull it out every now and again. And I'm like, Dad. And then I'm like, this is weird. I have to put it away. But it's like, you know, it's been almost 6 years since he died. Yeah. And I mean, just like, it's just weird. You know, because there are times when you're just like, oh, I remember. And you want to call him.
Pick up the phone.
And there's like all this stuff with like Addie. And both of my parents have passed away. And I just can imagine the two of them like up, down, wherever they happen to be, just laughing their asses off. Because that tiny human
is you.
Is me.
Yeah.
In like, oh my God. Look. They tell you that you're going to be cursed with a child that's like worse than you.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as worse than me. She is me in miniature. And I have to fight with like little miniature versions of myself.
Yeah.
That I made on purpose. And she like, oh my God, she's so good at arguing. And she'll say shit, and I have to, like, try and keep my, like, mom face on, and at the same time, I'm, like, choking because I'm trying not to laugh.
Like,
and I'm just like, oh, my God. And then Eric's over there in the corner, like, cackling, you know, because it's not his kid. He doesn't have to worry about it. He's just, like, throwing fuel on the fire, you know. And I'm like, shut up, stop.
I'm trying to keep a straight face.
But I just know that they're both just like, ha, 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 you know. My brother was older. He went first. He got caught for everything. I learned from that. So I didn't get caught at much, but I was bad. I was bad.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I was bad.
I was a little angel. My sister was real bad. That's why.
So, she's older? Younger?
Yeah,
older.
She's 7 years older than I am.
Okay. 7 years older. Mm-hmm. Man, my brother was 3.5 years older.
Yeah.
That's close enough where we were in high school at the same time. And, oh, man, yeah, that was, you want to talk about an education. You watch your older brother do a bunch of dumb shit and see what happens to him, and you're like, noted. when you sneak out at night.
Yeah. Her being 7 years older, like, we didn't really get along because I was the stupid younger sister.
Right.
She's in high school. I'm still, like, not, like,
right.
like, getting out of elementary school pretty much.
You're in middle school.
Yeah. No. And so it's like, so I don't think we really got along until we were both in our 20s.
Oh, wow.
So.
Okay.
And it was just like, I'm an adult. Like, I can buy booze now. Like,
right. Like,
I
don't need you.
It's just like, I'm not the dumb younger sister anymore. Like, it's fine. This is fine.
I was always mad because, like, I couldn't use my brother's ID because he was a boy, you know? Like, we looked a lot alike when we were younger. We don't look that much alike anymore, but yeah, like I was always mad because I had friends who could like use their siblings' ID and stuff. And I'm like, man, why does my brother have to be a boy? Cool. And this was back before like trans was a thing. So, I mean, like now I could totally use it and be like, what? I'm actually a dude. This is what I really look like without makeup on. Prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, for all of you out there looking for fake IDs, think about that, you know.
Close enough.
I feel like. Maybe.
Erin's a androgynous name anyway, right?
I mean, sure.
Depending on how you spell it. Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah. So
that's the thing is I often wonder, like, because you're Dominique, so that's like most people know that's a female name, but I wonder how many people look at it and they think Dominic.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and
all
like
the time
show up and they're like, oh, you're a chick.
I mean, luckily our pictures are on the website, so I think that kind of helps too. But
that's the thing about hiring, like, because we're looking for some more therapists and everything, and we've been doing some interviewing, and that's so fun. But that's the thing too, is like you have these people who come in with these very androgynous names, and you're just kind of like, what am I getting? Like, what's about to walk through the door? You know, and then you know, there's a whole host of issues that come along with all kinds of different things with hiring, and it's been a journey so far. We've got a few more, hopefully good ones that'll be coming through, but wish us luck. Yeah. Because holy moly.
I mean, you know, there's just a bunch of weirdos this week.
I just want to ask them, like, what made you want to touch people naked for a living?
Yeah.
Like,
what sounded good about that?
Right. Like the first
maybe
person,
that part.
Maybe that part. I don't know. But I'm like, so the first person you got that like grossed you out, tell me about it. Yeah. Like, tell me what happened. I want to know what grosses them out, you know, because I mean, we know our client base. We know like who are the Sasquatchy ones and who are the, you know, people with skin conditions and things like that, you know, like stuff we know. And so I'm like genuinely curious. And I'm waiting for the person who's like, oh, I've never had anybody that grossed me out. Liar. Lies.
I mean,
then just look at them and be like, so why you want to lie to me?
Like there's never been anybody where I'm like, this is it. Like, I don't want a massage ever again because of this.
Oh no, I've legit had people where I'm like throwing up in my mouth. Like,
it's for me, a lot of times it smells.
Yeah.
Like if someone doesn't have like deodorant or like, and they just smell like maybe they've gone a little too hard for too many days without a shower in between then and now. And it's just like, they get naked and then just the pit stank. And then it makes the whole room smell.
Right.
And then like,
every time you move the blanket, you get like wafted.
Waft.
Yes, it's terrible.
But then it's like you leave the room and you come back in and you're like, oh my God, it still smells like armpit in here.
Or like shit, but that's just because
someone shit in a trash
somebody
can.
Actually shit.
Yeah.
Lindsay told me she's traumatized because she thought that the chair in the office, like in the front office, had that chocolate mark from that little kid.
Yeah.
So she legit thought that somebody had left a poo stain on the outside office chair, like the front desk office area. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, who did you think was out there with no pants on?
You were just like,
scritch.
Like,
oh
boy.
Oops.
Oh.
Didn't
We're just going to leave.
Too.
Yeah.
Scooch out. Yeah. And she was like, oh my God, I thought it was. And I was like, it's chocolate. It's melted chocolate. Calm down.
Smell it next time.
I was like, how traumatized do you have to be to have that kind of PTSD where you like see a brown mark and you're like, it's poop?
I mean, she does have a baby, so.
No, that is true. But I feel like that you'd be like totally unfazed. Be like,
at that point,
there's shit on there.
Poop or chocolate. We're going to find out.
That's actually a baby shower game.
Mm-hmm. But it's usually just chocolate.
I mean, unless you have really sadistic friends.
And like,
smell it. It has
this is a Snickers.
It has corn in it. What is it? It's a Snickers, and somebody dropped some
turd.
Why would your dog turd have corn in it?
Corn's not good for your dog.
No, that's why I'm saying.
But just in case.
Daisy does not discriminate. She counter surfs, and so if it's up there, it's not safe. Mm-hmm. Like you could have it shoved all the way to the wall. She's gonna find a way.
She's gonna get it.
She's gonna get it.
Yeah.
She about died the other night because she got like pound cake. And it was my pound cake. Like, I mean, it was vanilla. She was gonna be fine, like nothing like that. But it was my pound cake. Like I was gonna eat that, so I was upset.
Daisy,
upset.
My chocolate or my pound
So
cake?
since it's almost Halloween and since we're almost out of time, what candy are you wanting to get the most of? What is your favorite candy?
I don't discriminate against
You don't
candies.
discriminate.
I do like anything pretty much with caramel in it. So Twix, Snickers. I do like a good Snickers.
100 grand.
Yes and no. It's not my first choice, but I will eat it because it's not terrible.
Right. Okay.
I also like Sour Patch Kids, Nerds, Twizzlers. I don't know.
Oh, I
Tootsie
hate
Rolls.
Twizzlers.
Like literally, give me anything.
Twizzlers. Ugh, vomit. See,
Not the black licorice ones, just like a regular Twizzler.
See, we're not going to be in town, so I'm debating on whether I'm going to get like the house sitter and be like, "Here's the candy, put it out,"
just in case.
Because I don't,
Yeah, we get a lot of trick or treaters in our neighborhood.
We get a ton. I mean, our neighborhood's like famous for it. People bus in from other neighborhoods, So I think. Because last year was our first Halloween in this neighborhood, and I think I had 4 bags that had like 300 pieces of candy
Costco.
each. Yeah. And we ran out.
Mm-hmm. That's how our neighborhood is, too.
I was just like...
We have that big church.
And I was being stingy, too. I was like, one piece.
Like 1 or 2 pieces, yeah.
Because, I mean, these were like decent size.
Yeah.
So. But...
Bless you.
Oh, you need to edit that out, Scott. But that was one of the... Oh, God. I don't know what he's doing over there. He's pushing buttons. It's scary. But yeah, Addison was spoiled because my former mother-in-law's neighborhood, her grandma, they do full-size candy bars and stuff. So she's always like, I want to go there. And I'm like, I'm not taking you there.
When I was a kid, there was a neighbor, like in my mom's neighborhood, that lived like right on the corner at the end of the street. And they had their lights on. It was Halloween. Mm-hmm. We went up. We rang the doorbell. And he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, we just moved in. I don't have any candy.
We're egging that house.
And I was like damn, okay. But, like, you were like, whatever, bye. Like, on to the next.
Deuces.
And he was like, next year, come back. And I'm going to have candy for you guys. And we were like, okay.
Sure.
So we literally, like, the next year rolled around. We were like, oh, we got to go to this guy's house.
Right.
And sure enough, like, he remembered. And he had full-size candy bars, like 3 each for us. I was like, damn, he remembered.
How did he remember? Weren't y'all in different costumes?
I mean, there was like a code word that he gave us. And so we went up with that code word.
God.
And it was like, candy apple or whatever the hell it was.
I never would have remembered that.
We like wrote down, we're like,
legit. Like, I never would have
And he remembered.
That. I would have shown up and been like, freaky pineapple. I don't know. Like, no, Erin, that's your safe word. Shit. Wrong one. It's not the candy word.
Yeah.
Though that is something that's the other weird thing couples do in couples massages. So do we need a safe word? And I'm like, okay, what kind of, like, what is this? Yes, you need a safe word. If your husband's about to burst into tears because he's a giant wuss, safe words are appropriate.
Yeah.
Women are like, go harder. And I'm like, I am touching your soul. I can't. I've got nothing left. They're like, it's not hard enough.
Like dripping sweat.
These are also the women who take showers hot enough to where like Satan licks down their back and they're like, yes, make it hotter.
scolding.
Yes.
You get all pink. That's me.
Yeah. I get out and I'm like flushed and red. I look like I've been walking on the sun.
Yeah.
I'm hot. I got to like sit and like under the fan for a minute because I'm like,
damn.
It's hot. It's hot.
I always do like the last few seconds of just straight cold water.
Yeah, because you're a psychopath. I'm serious. Every day you tell me something, and I'm like, that's serial killer tendencies. Like, guys, I'm not kidding. Like, one of these days,
you think you're weird? Come take a day with me.
Come work with Dom. Or more. No. Anyway, or you can like us and share us, and everybody can experience your weird serial killer tendencies.
Yeah, man.
In real time. Well, not really real time. I guess it's
real life, real time.
It's a recording, so I don't know if it's real time, but it's real time when we do it.
Yeah, it's real right now.
How does that work?
Or
like, that's
is it?
Or is it real time?
We need like a little, and then like have us disappear.
Oh, that would be good.
On the next episode.
We need a fax, Scott. We need to work on this.
You guys want to disappear for real?
Yeah. Okay. Wait,
all
for
right, so you guys just do a disappear together.
Okay.
And I'll make it happen.
Okay. All right. I don't know how to do this.
So
do I wiggle my nose? Like, what do I do?
So close this out. Thanks for listening.
Skeleton.
Thanks for listening to our special creepy clients edition. And we're gonna get out of here. Poof. And
Okay.
I'll make it all poof.
We just say poof and okay.
The more this stuff, the better. What's the word I'm looking for? The more exciting.
Zhuzh.
The more
wow factor.
Oons.
The more animated you are.
That's me.
All right. So we'll say like us, follow us, subscribe.
Creepy clients, yeah.
Creepy clients.
Oops, I just answered Eric's call and then hung up on him. But it was from the shop, so that's
I hope
weird.
you heard
It wasn't
clients.
him. It was, I know, right? Creepy clients, no!
Perfect.
So like us, follow us, subscribe. You can see us on YouTube or iTunes, and then
Facebook. Come on,
Facebook.
man. How
and
long have we been doing this?
I don't know. A lot.
Spotify, iTunes,
We've been doing it for
Facebook,
a while.
YouTube, boom,
All those
all
things.
the
All those things. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us even.
Yeah.
Would be awesome.
That'd be really great.
And we'll catch you on the flip side. Poof!